Hello and welcome to this special event, LinkedIn Live here from CERN. We're really sorry we're late. Good things come to those who wait, they say. My name is Anna Cook. I'm Deputy Head of Talent Acquisition here at CERN, and I'm really pleased to be your host today in what I hope will be a journey of discovery, of a new understanding of the roles and opportunities that we have on offer here at CERN. We're filming live here from what we in our jargon call Building 40. It's an iconic building as it represents one of the main experiments run at CERN. But it's also a wonderful portrayal of the working culture that we have here, where people share, exchange, collaborate in a multidisciplinary setting across all diversity dimensions. Please like or share on this post to gather as much momentum as we can. Let's get started. So as I was telling you earlier, we are live here at CERN from this wonderful building with loads of special guests to talk about the job opportunities in this unique place. One of the key misconceptions is that CERN only hires physicists. Well, you're going to find out today that actually we hire across a wide variety of engineering and technical domains. So, CERN's key mission is fundamental particle physics research. We're trying to unlock the secrets of the universe. And to do that, CERN hosts a unique range of particle accelerators and detectors, not to mention a vast computing infrastructure to process all the petabytes of data that we generate. You can only imagine the various disciplines required to design, to build, to operate and maintain this special place. So in a few moments, I'm going to talk to two very special people, senior engineers at CERN, who are going to tell us more about the roles that we have on offer here. We're going to meet the staff recruitment team, who are already busy answering your questions, who are going to tell us about the roles and share a few tips and tricks. We're going to meet a CERN alumna who was here at CERN working in computing, who will tell us about her journey. And last but not least, we'll be meeting the alumni community manager for CERN, Rachel Bray, who will tell us about the lasting benefits of a career at CERN. So you've got loads of questions. Keep them coming in. Like, share. Our team of recruiters are replying here. And get lots of people on board to find out more about this unique place to work. It's a place like nowhere else on earth. Let's take a deep dive. Imagine working in a place like nowhere else on earth. CERN is not just well famous for science. To conduct experiments of this scale and importance, we need the very best talent in every part of our organization. This is a place where technicians, support staff and engineers from all horizons work side by side for the advancement of science. If you're an engineer, technician, or professional in any area from mechanics to accounting, this is more than an opportunity to develop your career. It's an opportunity to contribute to the development of knowledge and science on a global scale. Could this be the place for your next professional challenge? Take part. So the video you have just seen truly encompasses the nature of the engineering and technology challenges that we have at CERN. They span so many disciplines: electricity, electronics, mechanics, vacuum, computing, radio frequency, and so much more. So I'm delighted to welcome two people here who can tell us more about this unique place to work. So Renda and Cathy, welcome. Cathy Fora, you are Accelerator Coordination and Engineer Group Leader. Can you tell us what you do here at CERN?
Yeah. Our group is responsible for the coordination of the program stopped within the accelerator complex. So we start with integration studies, Then we manage the changes that might occur, layout, configuration.
It's massive, 27 kilometer circumference accelerator.
And scheduling, and it goes until operational safety. And when we have finished the installation, then I give the key to Rende.
Oh, that's a beautiful segue to meet Rende Sterenberg, who's head of operations. Operations. Tell us more.
Yes, so operations. So we have a team of about 90 people that is then running the entire accelerator complex and its technical infrastructure. And this includes the Large Hadron Collider of 27 kilometers, 100 meters underground. This team comes from 15 nationalities, and we work day and night for about 10 months per year to run all the accelerators and provide all the experiments at CERN from beams with particles, different types of particles.
So in operations, in all the planning, the scheduling, I mean, really you come into contact with a wide variety of disciplines. So can you tell me, what on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, what kind of diverse profiles do you work with?
Lots of diverse profiles. Work with technician, technical engineer, physicist, administrative. For a shutdown, what we need is technician in work supervision. We also need a lot of welders because this machine have made. So we need a lot of welders. We need a lot of electricians, electromechanicians, etc., etc. So all the technical fields.
So you probably didn't know that we hired welders. Well, we do. Well, we're talking about diversity of disciplines. You talked about the 15 nationalities, but what about the diversity of disciplines in the operations area? Who are you in contact with on a daily basis? So
we're in contact with many different people. From the control room, in fact, it's the place from where all the connections go to all the different groups. So as an example, the people in the control room, they deliver the particle beams to the physicists. And these physicists we have contact with to determine on the characteristics, etc., etc. But also for all the technical systems that are used within the accelerator, we need contact with power converter people, with people on beam diagnostics who measure the properties of the particle beams in our machines, but also cooling and ventilation. I mean, these machines are underground, they need to be cooled, they need to be ventilated, etc., etc. If the ventilation goes off, we have to find a way to get it back running. So all these disciplines we are in touch with. And in addition, the people in the control room, they operate accelerators. There is no education where you learn about operating accelerators. So what we do, we hire generally from different disciplines. For example, electronics, software development, or vacuum technology, different fields.
Arrays,
and that's the nice force of the operations group, is then that these people are in contact with all these specialists, and within the team they share this knowledge and do a kind of cross-fertilization of all these disciplines, and that's very enriching and stimulating for the team itself as well.
So that's wonderful. That's all about the growth. And just a little plug for Rende here. He's going to be hiring operators and engineers in charge this year, so stay tuned. Exactly. I'm going to stay with you, Rende. So you talked about the various disciplines, but over time, how long have you worked at CERN?
Last October it was 25 years.
25 years.
But it seems much shorter. But then you say, time flies when you have fun, isn't it?
Exactly. Time flies when you're having fun. But over time you must have witnessed an enormous evolution. I mean, today there must be jobs that didn't exist at the time, 10 or 15 years ago. So what would you say about this evolution at CERN?
Yeah, so on the technological side, there is a lot of evolution. The machines have become much more complex, and therefore it requires much more interlocking, different ways of operating, different ways of designing machines, etc., etc. But also on the behavioral side, many things have changed, and with the era of social media, and in addition having the LHC here at CERN, which is our flagship machine, we're in spotlights as CERN being. So every year we have about 130,000 visitors. And there is not just a small visitor group that guides around these people. So there are lots and lots of people who are working in all these various disciplines, who are also engaged in these outreach activities.
Yes, in portraying
and then
what we do.
in addition, what I said, CERN needs some disciplines where the educations are not readily available, let's say, outside CERN. So we do a lot of education ourselves as well. We organize schools all over Europe to do these kind of things.
So it's an academic place too.
And also there are people who work in the different disciplines are engaged in teaching these disciplines at these schools.
So a lot of dissemination, outreach, promotion of CERN as a wonderful place to work. We keep saying it's a place like nowhere else on earth. Cathy, we're currently in the second long shutdown since the LHC started up in 2010. Can you tell us more about what a shutdown entails in the grand scheme of things?
First, I will start with mentioning that we have a 5 to 6 years cycle. So we have 3 years of operation and then 2 years of shutdown. In shutdown, we mainly do maintenance, deep maintenance, in order to ensure a reliable machine and less stop for one day. And each shutdown has a special project. This shutdown is dedicated to what we call the injector upgrade, LIU. And this is really to injectors of the LHC are quite old. They have been constructed in the 60s, 70s. So we need to consolidate all this equipment, but we also need to upgrade this machine so that this machine will provide the dedicated beams, beam with the specific parameter needed for the future project, which is called Alumni project.
High luminosity project, right? Yeah. So when will that all start up?
So injector will start up soon.
Yeah, the injectors we're starting up right now, nearly.
Now. Yeah.
I mean, we're going to start the hardware.
Yeah.
The first physics beams are expected again in 2021.
Yes.
But then for the HLLHC, this will wait after long shutdown 3, which is 2026.
So we have a really long-term vision of what we are doing here, and we need all the disciplines we're talking about, so do watch this space. Renda, I'm coming back to you now. We talked about diversity of technical disciplines, but what about what we call soft skills, behavioral skills? What are you looking for in people?
Yeah, so especially in the control room, for example, we need people who can work in teams. I mean, these people are on shift 24/7, 7 days a week, and they work together, very closely together. And they have to collectively deliver these beams with the right characteristics to all the experiments. So teamwork is very, very important. However, we also expect people to take responsibility for what they do. I mean, these are huge and expensive machines. So, but also people need to be able to organize themselves. And what we much value is initiative as well, and creativity.
Okay, that's all about the growth, the collaboration, but one's sitting in one's own seat and driving their career, so to take part in that. Well, talking about applicants and the possibility to work here, we receive tens of thousands of applications per year. So what would you be looking for in an application?
So, of course, we are looking at the technical competencies that we are asking are here. Then we sort the CV. And then you have to grab our attention in a way or in another. This can be on answering a question to our screening questions. This can be in explaining how you have done a piece of work and not what. The what is interesting, but the how is much more interesting.
Definitely the how, yes.
And yes, you have to grab our attention. For instance, I remember reading hundreds of CV, and then I found one sentence making me think I want to see this person, and it was it made me smile. It was just question about multicultural aspect, and this person answered, this I can answer.
That's
I'm Swiss. My ex-wife is African, and my current wife is Chinese. And I was just reading all this CV, and I said, yes, I want to see him.
That's amazing. So you heard it here. You need to grab their attention, stand out, really make that effort. Thank you very much for shedding a few more insights onto the technology. I think we have some questions coming in, so they're answering them here. Loïc, do you have any? He's our mastermind for the questions today. Do you have any questions for us, Loïc? So we have one question already coming in. What are the official languages at CERN?
French, English, Sunglish.
Sunglish, because you hear Renda is Dutch, I'm British, Cathy is French. We do have our own language here called Sunglish. It's a bit like our Esperanto. We have another question there. So how many not physics related positions do we open? So typically every year we open between 120 and 150 positions. And I would say that a good 80 or 90% of those are not physics. In fact, it's even more than that. As I say today, the key message is we may be doing fundamental particle physics research, but we need engineers and we need technicians in a variety of disciplines. And there was another question from another person. It was around the opportunities being open to our member and associate member states. That's another key message, is that we do hire across those member states who fund us. And you can find out more about that on home.cern. So thank you very much again. Keep the questions coming in. Like, share the LinkedIn to get more people coming in to find out more about this fantastic place to work. It's a place like nowhere else on earth. Let's take a visual tour.
Exactly.
We wish you a future of new discovery, of deeply increased understanding of nature.
So the title of that video is Dream Your Future, an apt title, and welcome back to this Careers at CERN live on LinkedIn. If you're a student or graduate watching, please bear in mind we have great opportunities for you too across a huge range of disciplines. So don't hesitate to check it out on careers.cern. Now, I'm going to turn to the staff recruitment team who's here today, busy answering your questions. And first of all, Monica. Hi, Monica.
Hello, everyone.
So you have currently IT jobs on offer. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Absolutely. So I'm honored to recruit for IT profiles at CERN. Currently, I have 2 openings, a software engineer position in the scientific computing group and the data center operations technicians in the computing facilities group of the IT department. And I encourage you all to apply before next Sunday because the deadline is on the 23rd of February on our Careers at CERN website.
Yeah, so that's a clear deadline next week. Don't miss it. And you have other jobs coming up as well, huh?
Absolutely. So stay tuned. Next week, I'm going to publish 2 new software positions for the communication systems group on our Careers website.
Fantastic. What tip would you give potential applicants watching?
Definitely a tip that I consider it very important for our candidates is tailor your application, tailor your CV. If you see that in our vacancy notices, we specify that it's really important to have experience with Linux or Python, make sure that this comes across in your CV, that you add your years of experience, and that this is definitely relevant for your application.
Oh, thanks, Monica. That's
Really
great.
my pleasure.
Priscilla, so you're busy answering questions there. Did you get any good ones in?
Yes, loads of questions. A participant asked if they can work at CERN, having recently graduated from a vocational school. So he has a vocational degree. And the answer is absolutely yes. We have a very prestigious program that's called the Technician Training Experience, which everyone with a vocational degree can apply.
Absolutely. So if you're a technician, you've just graduated with your degree that's not a bachelor, another degree, then you can take part in the technician training experience. What would your tip be for applicants?
My tip is really tailor your motivational letter. Make sure that you demonstrate in the letter that your skills, abilities, and knowledge closely align with the job.
Ah, fantastic. Thank you very much, Priscilla.
Welcome.
If you want to hand over the mic to Rocío. Hello, Rocío. So,
Hello.
Rocío, you have a call to make. Go for it.
Hi from Geneva. So I'm a senior recruiter in the team, and I have a call to make today. So call for technicians. So we don't have one, we don't have two, we have 3 open positions right now, technician position, who have more than 4 in the upcoming weeks. So if you want a tip, if you're a technician, dare to apply, because the future of CERN installation can be in your hands.
Absolutely. That's a great message. So we really call all technicians to check out careers.cern. Maria, can you tell
Hi,
us
everyone.
about support staff? Because we haven't talked about support staff, but we also have a lot of positions in the administrative sector, for example, such as...
Indeed. So, hi everyone, don't hesitate to bomb us with all of your questions. So I'm currently recruiting for a senior English translator. So you can submit your interest by applying through our career website. And there will be some other opportunities coming up in the next few weeks. So stay tuned through our different social media platforms.
Absolutely, yeah. So we do hire across all the spectrum, from HR to finance to legal to audit, knowledge transfer as well. So there are an awful lot of other profiles. What
Indeed.
would your tip be for applicants?
So don't neglect preparation, do your homework, understand the role and the organization that you're applying for. It is important because this will enable you to ask the right questions once in the interview phase.
Fantastic. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you.
I now turn to Anne. Anne Capodici is the staff recruitment team. So she's running all of this. So hi, Anne. What are the most challenging roles to fill from your perspective?
Well, to me, any role is potentially difficult to fill, regardless of the category. And this is why we work very closely with hiring managers to anticipate their recruitment needs, really understand what they're looking for, and then to quickly identify whether it's a hard-to-fill position. So we do a lot of advertising and branding to attract candidates. And what we've been recently doing as well is that we do direct sourcing. So basically approaching passive candidates out there on the job market to increase the quality of the applications that we receive.
So you're very proactive as well. And I know that for all of us, a good candidate experience is important. What does it mean for you?
Well, it's something that is really close to our heart, offering the best candidate experience ever. So basically, we apply a simple principle that is just treating people the way you would like to be treated. So it's putting ourselves in the shoes of candidates, and this is why we do a lot of work in terms of collecting feedback from candidates as soon as they've applied, from the moment they get interviewed, to really understand how we can improve this experience.
Learning from that feedback, that's fantastic. What is it that you like most about your job?
Well, first of all, the great team that's around me, and then of course all the other colleagues working in talent acquisition and at CERN in general. I think I love supporting candidates every day, supporting hiring managers with their recruitment needs. And this is really something that keeps, evolving. And I think that the variety of things that you get to see at CERN, the diversity of people that you meet at CERN is really something that is important to me. So, I mean, if you come and join us, you'll be sure that an entire career at CERN would not be enough to have seen and learned everything here.
That's a beautiful message. You mentioned LinkedIn and the proactive sourcing that you do. You may be contacted if you're applying.
Exactly.
So what would be your tip for candidates?
Well, first of all, make sure that your LinkedIn profile is up to date, because this is one of the tools that we use to reach out to talent online. So make sure that your profile is up to date, and then just believe in your chances to be contacted.
Yes. Oh,
This
that's
is
a wonderful message. So you've heard it here. Look after that LinkedIn profile. You never know. You might have one of these wonderful teammates getting in touch with you. So thank you very much, Anne. Keep sharing and liking this post. We're going to throw in a jingle and find each other very shortly. Thank you. So now we're back and we're going to talk about computing. Computing is a vast and complex environment. So not only are we generating petabytes from all the data collisions that we have in the detectors, but we also have a huge variety of software, hardware and computing needs, and keeping at the cutting edge of the discipline. Let's not forget that CERN is the birthplace of the World Wide Web in 1989. So, from software development to data processing and storage, network, support from the experiments, automation and controls, as well as services for the accelerator complex and for us, the users as well, computing is at the heart of the infrastructure at CERN. So I am pleased to welcome someone who's experienced it firsthand, who's going to tell us about her own experience of this environment. So this is Margarita Chrysogoulou. She's a CERN alumna who used to be here as a student. I used to work with her. And today she works as the Euro 2020 Hospitality Solutions Coordination at UEFA. I'm also joined by Rachel Bray, who is the Community Manager of the CERN Alumni Network. And we're going to talk about that a little more later. So hi, Rachel. Hi, Margarita. Anna. Thanks for coming back. It's lovely to see you. So I've just introduced the wonderfully complex world of computing at CERN. Can you tell us about your experience here in the field?
Yeah, of course. So when I first joined CERN, actually, I was working with relational databases for the HR department. And later on, I was working with relational databases and web development for two different groups at CERN.
Yeah, and I remember that was cryogenics, right?
It was, one of them was cryogenics, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can imagine you come to computing at CERN and you end up working in another area and another discipline.
Exactly.
You must have learned a lot.
A lot, yes. And I visited underground. It was very nice, interesting experience.
And what technologies were you working with?
So actually I was working with Oracle databases and then some open source for web development such as Angular JS framework and Spring.
Okay. And who did you collaborate with?
So actually I was, as I mentioned in the beginning, I was working with the HR in the beginning and later on with the cryogenics and the BEAMS group.
And the BEAMS department. So how would you describe, because you're a computing engineer, how would you describe computing at CERN and the challenges?
Yeah, it's exactly as you mentioned, Anna. It's like very diverse. There's many challenges for the storage, for data processing, for development, and for covering the needs of users, of various different users, actually, in different groups.
And you did that through what we call a technical studentship and then a fellowship. So those are our programs for students and graduates where you can really come and have on-the-job experience. So what would be the key thing that you took away from that experience?
So actually both experience helped me develop both technically but also personally. So for the technical part, I learned new technologies that I didn't know before, such as the Oracle databases or web development ones. But personally, I really improved my communication skills because I had to understand the different users, the analytical ones, and also be able to put priorities in the needs of users.
So you really did learn a lot.
Yeah.
And if you were giving advice to potential applicants today, what would it be?
So have a look in the jobs that exist at CERN. Mention that in your application and don't be afraid, just apply. And good luck.
Don't be afraid to apply and good luck. That's very good. So now you're thriving in a new role at UEFA. Can you tell us about your journey since you left the organization here?
Yeah, of course. So when I left CERN, actually I continued working as a web developer using different technologies. But during this period, I realized that I really missing and I really enjoyed the part of communication. So at the same time, I started following an online master in communication and education. And then I started working as a coordinator in a startup in Geneva. And now I'm working in a bigger organization relevant to sport with the same role.
That's fantastic. So a wonderful journey since you've left CERN. How have you benefited from the CERN Alumni Network?
So actually, it was very helpful because the job that I was working in a startup, I found it through the Alumni Network. So one of the people in the HR was working at CERN. She has posted the job and I applied.
Well, that's fantastic. So I can turn with this great example to Rachel. So you're
Hi, Anna.
the community manager for the CERN Alumni Program. So this is a community of people with CERN as a common denominator. So can you tell us about how the Alumni Program came about?
Of course. So the CERN Alumni Network was launched in June 2017, and we launched it from scratch. So if I might just say, if there's anybody there who's worked at CERN and who's not yet a member of the Alumni Network, then please do sign up at alumni.cern. So we set the network up, as I said, from scratch. And the driving force behind setting up the network was that at CERN, we can clearly see the technologies that are developed here and the positive impact that has on society. But what's behind the technology? It's the people.
Yeah.
So with the CERN Alumni Network, we can see what happens to people once they've left CERN and the impact that they're having on society.
Oh gosh, that's a wonderful story, and it's so young. I mean, what is your role as a community manager?
So as a community manager, I have to build the community.
Yeah.
So the idea is that, well, it's extremely varied. It's creating links. It's links between people, trying to find new alumni, trying to get new alumni to sign up. It's also managing our platform, organising events.
Right, so much to do. And how do the community members benefit from being part of the network?
There are plenty of benefits if people become members. So first and foremost, it's an institutional link to the organisation. So that means that when people actually leave, they don't really leave. Like Margarita, she still kept her link with us, as have many other alumni. So that means that they can carry on and stay in touch with us. But then it also means that if you become a member of the network, you have exclusive access to the nearly 6,000 other alumni who've already signed up. And this means that if you are thinking or envisaging a career transition or something like that, you can call on these other alumni to request any help or advice. We also have job opportunities on the platform. We organised varied events related to
you
STEM
had a
activities.
LinkedIn Live, didn't you? Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we organised a LinkedIn Live in October of last year, and I think probably people can find it if they look on the LinkedIn page.
Yeah.
So this was all about entrepreneurship. So we have many alumni who become entrepreneurs. So we invited them back to CERN to talk about their experience in a very candid and pragmatic way, so that people who are soon to be alumni at CERN, they can understand better the what it means to become an entrepreneur. Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. So now we've come full circle. CERN is a great place to work. It's a great springboard for someone's career, as we've witnessed with Margarita. So would you have a message for companies, entrepreneurs or organisations out there?
Yes, I do indeed. So if you are a company and you've seen the amazing talents that are developed here at CERN, you've seen them today in the LinkedIn Live, I'm really pleased to say that on our alumni.cern platform, you have the possibility to post your job opportunities and recruit from within the CERN alumni talent pool. So please just go to alumni.cern, post your job opportunities, provide us with a detailed description of what you're looking for, and also you can reach out to us as well if you need any more information.
So that's 6,000 members in the network. Thank you very much, Rachel. Thank you, Margarita. Thank you to everybody who has taken part today. We hope you've learnt more about this unique place to work, where collaboration, purpose, imagination, quality of life collide to further our understanding of the origins of our universe. So behind the cutting edge particle physics, research at play, there's so many diverse disciplines. Those are the key messages we want you to take away. We're looking for engineering, technical and support staff all year round from all our member and associate member states. So are you keen and willing to take part? Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
You are a highly valued member of the CERN alumni community, the one and only high energy network, and we are very proud of your achievements. All of our members have joined the network because they wish to stay connected with CERN and its scientific collaborations. Some of you are at the early stages of your career and value the exclusive job opportunities which are especially targeted at the profile and talents developed at CERN. Most of you welcome the support of a strong and dynamic network whose members are ready to share their experiences with peer alumni. In order to accomplish this, we need your help. We need to know what you're up to professionally at this stage of your life, where you work, as well as your educational background. This information is the heartbeat of the network and is essential for you to get the most out of your networking experience. Remember, your data are secure. The information belongs to you entirely. We only store it on your behalf and for no other purpose than what you've agreed to. The CERN Office of Alumni Relations is dedicated to you. We are keen to meet you and share your alumni stories on all our channels. We would like to invite you to speak at our events and benefit from the experience of others. We create links between our network members in a world where the strength of connections is increasingly important. Please do go ahead, connect to alumni.cern, edit your profile and dedicate the few minutes it takes to give the key milestones in your career and education. Don't forget to upload a photo or a picture and a headline. You're amongst people who share the same passion for STEM, the pride of having contributed to CERN's mission and experienced the same attachment to this amazing laboratory. Thank you and stay connected.